Hello and welcome back to our coverage of the June 2v2 tournament. Still casting some games from the first round here. I am Phoenix, and this is of course a Rise of the Witch King commentary. And this map is interesting. It's called Anorien II. You might not be aware of it. It is a map. There are tons of maps in this games. In this game, not games. I'm already screwing up this commentary. Great job, Phoenix. Great job. Anyway, we have a 2v2 here between DJParson, who is playing as men, which is his favorite faction, the faction he normally chooses. And we have Djinges, is just how I'm going to pronounce it. I have no idea how it's actually pronounced. He's also playing as Isengard, just as he did in the previous two games that I cast. I believe he also picked Isengard. And his opponents, who I think went for random and got these factions, we have May SH Pull. Or maybe I'll just call him May Shpull or something like that. That sounds really silly, but whatever. Anyway, he's Angmar. And his ally is May Shadow as Dwarves. So these two players are going to fight it out. It's going to be a best of 3 match. And of course the winner of the match has a good chance of advancing to the next round. You gain 1 point for every game you win in a match. So the winner is always going to get 2 points for winning the match because you have to win 2 games. And at that point, the match is over. But if we reach a third game to break the tie, then that must mean that the losing team also won at 1 point because, you know, the one team wins a point and another team wins a point, and then the third game decides the overall winner, and that winner will get that second point. So really, the end result of this match is going to be either 2-0 or 2-1. And this is the very first game, so whoever wins gets the first point. And at the end of the round, the players with the most points get to advance. And the 2 bottom players in each group for the tournament actually get eliminated. Anyway, we can see here that the players are getting themselves set up. We have actually a really fast archery range from May Shadow, who's spamming a lot of axe doors. And his ally was also doing a bit of creeping. The central signal fire that is present on this map is under the control of Parson. We have a lot of units moving all over the place. Now, it might look like this part of the map is not very symmetric, but really this river doesn't really get in the way. So it's just a nice visual effect. We have a stables now for Parson, who of course initially started with the barracks. And his ally has 1 Urk pit. I don't think he has a second building yet, which is going to get him into trouble if he doesn't build one soon, because his opponents are going to spam a lot, I'm sure. Anyway, yep, Angmar has 2 halls of the King's Men, so he's going to need to match that with an Urk pit or clan setting as a second building. And Parson's troops here have no chance. There are too many enemies. But he is pushing on. He's trying to do as much damage as he can. He's got units in quite a few different parts of the map. He still has that signal fire, which is a huge benefit to him. Now, if we take a look at the powers quickly, Pull has no powers yet. Okay, that's surprising. He could have gotten one by now and used it. Parson has a rallying call, which is expected. May Shadow has a rallying call as well. And Djinges has okay, Krebine. I'm not really a fan of getting Krebine if you're not going to scout right away, because it's much better to have the buff from Warchant than it is to have the enemy debuff from Krebine. Like, you need to scout if you're going to get it. And we can see here that May Shadow is coming with a lot of troops. Djinges is actually going to retreat slightly. But he cannot ignore this for long. And, oh, good use of Fell Wind. Angmar did purchase Fell Wind. And now Parson has to be very careful. And, uh-oh, what are those knights doing? And, oh, he's going to lose those Gondor knights. He might be able to escape. Okay, I guess he didn't take as much damage as I expected he would. They're actually pretty tanky. It's just because those pikes, there weren't a lot of them left. I think they were being targeted specifically this whole time by the archers. And that was a good move, because the axe throwers are not going to do as much damage to these knights. And we do have a forward mine here that Parson has a chance to eliminate, and he really should eliminate it, because forward mines are going to be a big threat. They really take away that massive disadvantage that dwarves have in their slow speed. So once you take out the Dwarven forward mine network, you really have a good chance of gaining map control. And right now, May Shadow had exactly one mine shaft by the looks of it up here, and he just lost it. As Dwarves, you have to keep building forward mines, and it doesn't really look like May Shadow has done so. And now he's going to be moving very slowly until he sets something up. Although it looks like he's sending his units to the mine network, they're coming out somewhere. Over here, it seems, but that's still close to his base. So yeah, he does not have another forward mine yet, and it's going to be difficult to establish one because Parson's really running all over the map. Now we can see Angmar, who has fast rangers, really fast rangers, has quite a few troops here. They were initially going after Parson, but it looks like they're going back south because they noticed that Djinges is coming with a massive army here. This is easily powerful enough to take out this Hall of the King's Men, but he's going to go for this mill first. He could really split up his units. Not that it makes much of a difference because he just deleted the mill anyway. And he's going to spread out a bit. He could have targeted the Hall of the King's Men, but it looks like he's just going to go around and take out some mills. What I would have suggested would be send everybody, take out the Hall of the King's Men, and leave one or two guys to run around and take out any other mills. Split up your units, because that way Angmar is going to have trouble stopping everything fast enough. And now he should be spamming consistently, so that by the time this army goes down, he already has more units to cause problems. And we can see Parson here doing very well after crippling the Dwarven mine network. But May Shadow actually managed to build some mines all the way up here, right around Parson's base. Really well done. And now Parson has to deal with these guys. It looks like he built Theoden, and he's going to kill these Axe Thors with him. And for now, he has... his base is safe, but that's mostly because Parson has gone south, it seems. And that builder's going to go down. That is the Angmar builder that is now gone. Still quite a few Isengard troops here. And now Parson using his knights to try to trample carefully around this, but retreating to his ally when the pikes are getting too close. Pretty well played so far, but Angmar is spamming a lot of troops, and including rangers. I would say Black Numenorians are crucial at this point. I mean, if you're going to get rangers, also get Numenorians, because they're so powerful as swordsmen. They really do a lot of damage. But it looks like he really just has pikes now. But those pikes are not going to be as strong. He obviously needs the pikes to prevent any cavalry from trampling him. But he should also get some Numenorians, in my opinion. They definitely help against Isengard. And there goes another mill. And Parson very cleverly goes around those pikes. And he's trampling these very expensive rangers. And oh, bad timing for Parson, because Fell Wind was charged and he lost all his cavalry. And this is something you always have to be afraid of whenever you're facing Angmar, that they'll Fell Wind your cavalry and basically kill them. And look at this. Parson and his ally combining their troops. And this is going to be a devastating attack once they do it. Let's just take a look at their bases quickly. So yeah, we still have an Urkpit and Clan Steading here. We have 2 barracks and stables over here. It has not been upgraded to level 2 yet. I'm surprised by that. But Knights seem to be doing just fine. And now these teams here are going to have to prepare for the worst. You can see actually that May Shadow still has this mine shaft, and he's going to bring in a lot of troops. And Parson's not prepared for this. He's going to lose the stables. Good timing. He needs a rallying call or so. And uh-oh. I don't think Parson realized what was happening, and he forgot his cavalry here, and they automatically moved back to attack these guys. But of course, there were pikes. And Parson's going to lose his stables. But I don't think it matters too much, because he's bringing in some reinforcements to slow down these dwarves. And in the meantime, this massive army went straight for Angmar. And look at this. This is going to be devastating for these guys to deal with. Parson's also trying to harass. He's going to take out the mine that's right beside the Hall of Warriors. And now, in the south, with Theoden's help, with the leadership bonus, easily takes out the Hall of the King's Men, and Angmar is basically finished. Angmar cannot recover from this. They have 1 Hall of the King's Men, and that's going to go down pretty shortly, I think. We have summoned hobbits going after this wolf den. Theoden is targeting it as well. Heroes are always used for taking out these kinds of buildings. And once that goes down, Angmar will essentially have nothing to defend with other than the Fortress Arrow Tower and 1 unit of Rangers. And it looks like... I'm not really sure where they're going. It looks like they're chasing after the Rangers. And they actually do not have enough men left to really execute a proper finish on that building. But we can see here, Mayshadow managing to continue building units, and he summoned hobbits at some point as well. And he's trying to keep Parson busy in his base. But now Parson's ally, Djinges here, in a position to take out this forward mine. Another unit went inside the mine, but it's not going to do anything on its own. And we can see that... Oh, wow, rebuild, really. Okay, that's an interesting use of rebuild. But the problem here is that Mayshadow doesn't have more forward mines. Again, with Dwarves, you really can't rely on one forward mine. You need multiple mines. Because you can always expect your one mine to go down at some point. Once your opponents realize it's there, they're going to put a lot of effort into it. And now that's what happened. And Parson is safe. He did lose his stables, of course. But it's not a heavy loss for him. He could do just fine without it. And this whole time, the Signal Fire has not changed control. Great use of Longshot and Fell Wind, a powerful combination, and you can see how many enemies it actually killed. And Angmar here still trying to rebuild after that devastating attack, but Parson and Djinges are not going to let them get away with rebuilding this base. We have Saruman on the field at level 1. And it does actually look like Djinges decided to go north instead to weaken Mayshadow. Who has, by the way, 2 Hall of Warriors and an archery range. We'll see for how much longer at this point. I mean, Parson's really spamming so many units. He is in a great position. And Angmar has nowhere near the troops he needs. And there's a Wizard Blast. That kills a lot of these guys. I would use a Fireball now too, and it looks like he is. And there we go. Massive damage to Angmar. And at this point, it's really just a matter of how quickly can Parson and Djinges finish this game. Although Mayshadow is pulling off some great attacks. I'm not even sure where these units came from. Did he have a forward mine over here? He must have, because there's no way to just walk down here. But his ally is still in major trouble. And you can see this Hall of the King's Men is about to go down, and Angmar will have no means to continue producing units. And there's enough units here to take out the fortress as well. That's probably going to be their next target. We have Wildmen with torches, we have Lurts with carnage. More than enough firepower here. We have leadership, I think, or rallying call or something. War chant. I don't think that's leadership. It's definitely a spell. And this fortress is going to go down. And with the death of Pole here, Mayshadow really doesn't have a chance. Saruman did not level up from that. Almost level 4. And it looks like Mayshadow GG'd, if you will. And that's it. The game is over. It was well fought. The team on the right really tried to do everything they could. And Mayshadow pulled out some really amazing attacks, even while all that was happening. But yeah, ultimately they just couldn't defeat these two players, and that is it for this game. That was the first game of this match, going towards Parson and Djinges, and now they get to play their second game of the match to see what happens next. Remember, this is a best of 3 match. Anyway, this was Phoenix with another commentary. Be sure to check out my channel for more commentaries. The next one is going to go up very soon.